Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I am coming with you with a collaboration with a whole bunch of beautiful Canadian blogger women. So I'm super excited for that. So check the link down below for everybody's videos and blog posts. And this is the look that I wanted to contribute. So it's a halo eye that's still on the subtle side, but it's still something really like sultry for Valentine's Day. And then I just kind of give myself a little poof and some slick back sides. So I really love the way this look came together, and I'm using some new products which you'll be seeing more of up on the blog and in future videos. So be sure to thumbs up, please go check out the other ladies, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a primer. This is the Almay Smart shade. I don't use this all that often. I kind of tend to forget to use primers because, you know, I don't wear foundation all that often. So I'm just going to do one pump, and one pump's probably a bit too much. I'm just going to slap this all over the place. It is a color correcting primer, so it'll help take away the redness that I have on my cheeks. And I'm just going to go in now with my Ready Set Gorgeous foundation, and I'm just going to apply it with a Real Techniques sponge. I really like to get this right over my eyes as well, just in case I'm not going to be using an eyeshadow primer. It just helps to make the shadows stick. And of course, making sure you bring it down your neck and into your hairline. I'm going to go in with a newer product, and this is the Highlight and Contour Face Duo Stick in Light from Hard Candy. And I'm just going to hit the high points of my face, down my nose, my cupid's bow, my chin, and of course under my eyes. And again, just blending it out with my Real Techniques sponge. And so far, the few times that I've used this product, I do feel like it blends out quite nicely, but you do need to make sure that you don't see any of the lines afterwards, and you just make sure that you go over wherever you're blending, just to make sure there's no streakiness. Today I'm using it in place of a concealer, but you can layer it underneath or over top of the concealer if you need some more coverage. Flipping it over, I'm going to use the contour color just to chisel out my cheeks a little bit. And along your hairline. And this one I'm actually going to blend out with my concealer brush from Zoeva. This is the Concealer Buffer, just so that I can really make sure it's blended out with my hairline versus using my sponge. And see, it blends out really, really nice. It looks a little bit harsher on camera, but in real life it's a very, very subtle color, but it gives the desired effect. And I'm going to set a little bit of the contour with a contour powder from my Morphe palette, but you can totally just leave it as a cream base and not go with powder. So I'm going to just touch this slightly cooler shade, and then if you want to add any bronze color, I tend to go in with this color right here. Just going in with my Zoeva Cream Cheek brush. I love this one because it really just gets right into where you need it. And if you ever go in too heavy, like that first one went in a little harder than I want to, I'm just going to go in with my sponge that has a little bit of leftover foundation and help tone it down a bit. And then of course, if you need to, you can just go under your jawline and chisel that out a bit. I am going to use a little bit of this light yellow color to set under my eyes, just to make my highlighter stick and to make it pop just a wee bit more. And I'm not going to bake, I'm just going to sweep today. Now the blush color I'm going to be using today is from this Estee Lauder palette, and this is where most of the colors are going to come from on my eyes today. This is from their holiday collection, and I will show you guys more of this holiday collection in an upcoming video, as this is part of the gift from my mom. So I'm just going to go in with this light pink blush and pop it on the apples of my cheeks. And this is my second time wearing this blush, and I do quite like it because it is soft, you still get a pop of color that's just not too bold. And it does tend to be a little bit more peachy than pink. And then for the highlight, I am going to go in with my Tarte Twinkle palette, and I'm going to go in with a little bit of this color right here, which is, if I'm correct, Sunlight. I'm just gonna go in with a fan brush, pick that up, and pop it up top. And the face is done. So let's move on to the eyes. So now I'm going in with a sample from Urban Decay's 24-hour primers, eyeshadow primers. I'm actually gonna go in with the original. Just gonna pop this out. Obviously you wanna use a primer to make sure that your shadows stay for a really long time, especially if you're gonna be going out. Ooh, here we go. Take a little bit on a concealer brush and smooth it on out. That was actually a lot. This really does go a long way. It's a little bit more potent than I expected. I never used the Urban Decay primers. I just know that when I first started on YouTube, like, wow, almost 6 years ago, everybody and their mother was using this. And I'm gonna take it up as close to my brow as I can with whatever's left on my brush. And I'm gonna take it into the inner tear duct and a little bit underneath of my lash line before we add that last bit of color. The original is supposed to dry invisibly, but some of the other ones dry matte, or they dry shimmer, or they color correct. So, like I said, I'm going in with this Estee Lauder palette, and there was a lip gloss in here, which is why they're a giant hole. But the first color I'm going to go in with is this little nude color right here. And I'm just going to wash that into my crease just to make sure that we can blend out all the other colors, because it is a softer halo eye, so I do want to make sure that there's a nice smooth transition between colors. So I'm just going to go in with this big shadow fluffy crease brush. And the nude you want close to your skin tone, doesn't have to be too dark or too light, but just something soft and somewhat close to your skin. And it's quite alright if you get some onto your lid, as we'll be going over in darker colors. And once you're done with this, I'm going in with this dark brown. It's this shade right here. And so it's a very dark brown, but it's a very, I would say, a more cool toned brown from what I can see. And I'm going in with a very, very small brush. This is a Royal & Langnickel BX 100, and it's a synthetic, very pointy pencil brush. And very, very lightly, you're going to just touch it into the color, tap off any excess, and you're going to press it into your inner tear duct and your outer V, and then we're going to blend it in for the halo look. So always start a little bit lighter because you can build up, it's hard to take shadow away. And just keep playing with the placement until you're happy with it. This is going to give you a much rounder eye because I'm not going to be blowing it out on the edges. But obviously if you'd like it to be a little bit more of a cat eye look, then you can. But you can see that leaving the open space lighter, or in this case blank, my eye seems much more round than this eye. This eye looks slightly more almond, slightly more pulled out than this one. And then you're just going to go in with that same blending brush, and you're just going to soften the edges and bring it a little bit closer to the crease with the darker shades without actually applying the darker shade there, so that you can build it up. This also helps to soften the line here so it's not too harsh. And then if you want, just keep going in and repeat until you're happy with the darkness. Now, the next color that I'm going to be going in with is this Muted Plum right here. And the first time I did this look, I added this in afterwards. I went right into the light color, but I do want to blend this softly into the open area. So I'm going to be using a very, very small brush. This is a Morphe B16. You can see it's so tiny. And I'm just going to softly touch this color into the edge. So also help to soften those lines so that you don't have a chunk of color. Even if it is a light reflective color, you do want to have soft blending. And with whatever's left on your brush, you can ever so slightly touch through your crease to help connect the darker shades. Just like that. And then of course you can go back in with your blending brush and soften it out. And then just going in with a shade, eyeshadow brush. This is the Royal & Langnickel BE06. I'm just going to go in with this softer, more champagne-y kind of purple shade, and I'm going to put that all over the lid where we haven't put any shadow yet. And you're going to pack the color versus sweeping the color because you want it to be more intense. And of course blend it softly into the last purple shade we used, just to make sure the transition is nice and smooth. I'm going to touch my finger ever so slightly into this very, very pale pink right up here. And I'm just going to place that right into the center of my lid. And that gives us the final pop. So I'm just going to catch this eye up and I'll be right back. And now the final touches for the eye before I put mascara on is I'm going to go in with that Dusty Plum again, and I'm going to go across my bottom lash line. And then if you want to deepen it up a bit, we can go back in with that first color as well. So I'm just taking my small brush and just lightly placing this around my eye. I'm just going to go with that first brush and that first color just to deepen it a little bit. Make sure you take it all the way into your inner tear duct. I always like to take my brush and stick it right into my outer corner and flick it, just so that the top outer V and the bottom match. And now all you need is some mascara. I'm going to be using the Makeup Forever Smoky Extravagant Mascara. And that's the eyes finished. Now to move on to the lips, I'm going to be using an Estee Lauder lipstick. This is the Pure Color Envy 450 Insolent Plum. And before I use that, I'm just going to pop on some invisible lip liner. This is the Joe Fresh Clear Universal Lip Liner and Primer. And this is the beautiful color. It looks much darker on camera. I have to say that lip primer has definitely changed the consistency of this lipstick. It's usually much glossier, but I guess the matte finish of the lip liner has played with it. And now to finish the outfit. So this is the final look. Of course you could add some false lashes for some extra oomph and drama, but I really do like the softness of my regular lashes with this look. Slick back hair, I quite like the way that my hair turned out as well. And of course, if you like this video, thumbs up, and if you have any video requests, pop them down below, hit me up on my social media, and please be sure to go check out the other lovely ladies who have collaborated, and I'll see you guys in my next video. See ya! If you're new to my channel, I am a grade 4 teacher, so that has been amazing. The summer beauty products of 2016. I know I'm a little late on the upload, but it's here. It's still January.